Hello and welcome to the Edinburgh Science Festival. Buzzy, the giant honeybee, is going to take you on an adventure to the wonderful world of bees in this interactive workshop. Learn about how a bee's body is different from ours and find out how bees and flowers work together in harmony. We hope you have lots of fun today.
Hello, my name's Gus and I'm a beekeeper here at the Edinburgh Science Festival. Did you hear that? I think it's my pal Buzzy. She lives in my beehive with 19,999 other bees. Buzzy is new to the hive. She's still learning how it all works. It can be difficult starting a new job. Buzzy and all the other bees in my hive are honeybees. Honeybees live together in large family groups, working to keep the hive running smoothly. Inside here, there are 3 types of honeybee: the queen, the drones, and the workers. Can you spot any differences between the 3 types of bee? Pause the video, have a look at the picture, and write or draw all the differences on a piece of paper. In the meantime, I'm going to go and see if I can find Buzzy.
Oh, hi everyone, my name is Buzzy and I'm new to the hive. Can you keep a secret? I don't really know what I'm doing yet. Being a honeybee is very hard work and I keep getting lost. I just spent 10 minutes going around and around in circles and I still haven't found any flowers. What have you been doing? Have you been playing Spot the Difference? Oh, I love that game. Here, let me help you. All the bees are different sizes. The queen bee is the biggest. That's because she has to lay lots of eggs to make baby bees. She's my mum, and she's the mum of all the other bees in the hive too. Oh, the drones, they're all males and only have one job to do. They're the dads of the hive. They don't go out and collect honey, so that means they don't need the stinger like the rest of us. They also have really big eyes, so they can spot new queens going to make a new hive. Finally, there are the worker bees, like me. They're the smallest bees, but they work really hard. And they have big sacks on their legs to collect food. Let's make some actions to remember each type of bee. First we had the queen bee. She was really big, so let's stretch out and put a crown on her head. Everyone stand up and try that with me. The queen bee. Amazing. Next we had the drone bees. They had the really big eyes to look for the queen. So let's give them some big eyes and look to one side and look to the other. Everyone try that with me for the drone bees. Excellent work. And finally, there were the worker bees like me. And we're always zooming around, doing lots of hard work. So everyone zoom with me. Zoom. Amazing, you're so good at those. I think we can try all 3 of them together. Everyone with me? The queen bee. Excellent. The drone bees. Amazing. And finally, the worker bees. Zoom. Great job, everyone. That was amazing. Now, there is only one queen in the whole hive. A few hundred drones, but thousands and thousands of worker bees. The workers feed the queen and the drones. They also clean the hive, protect the hive from intruders, and on top of all of that, they have to find flowers to make honey. And that's what I'm really bad at. Everyone plays an important role, and it wouldn't work without all 3 types of bee. Even though the worker bee is obviously my favourite. Zoom. I have an idea. Why don't we draw a worker bee together while I take a rest? Then I can tell you more about me. So pause the video and go and collect your paper, pens, card and glue or tape. And we'll start again when you're ready. See you later. Bzz. Bzz. Oh, hi everyone. You were back quicker than I expected. I was just stretching this leg and this leg and this one and this one and these two as well. That's right, bees have 6 legs. How many do humans normally have? Go on, shout it out. 2 legs? That doesn't seem like enough, but as long as you're happy. Well, let's create our worker bee. To do this, you'll need some cardboard, 3 circle shapes to draw around. I'm using these lids and a cup that I found. You'll need 1 big, 1 medium, and 1 small. You'll also need a pair of scissors, some tape or glue, and some colouring pens, pencils or paint. I'm using yellow and black, but you can use other colours if you like. And you'll also need half a pipe cleaner or some string. To start with, you need to take your biggest circle shape and draw around it on the cardboard, like this. Great. Then we need to take our smallest circle and draw around this on the cardboard as well, just like this. Excellent. And finally, you'll want to take your medium-sized circle, and this time you'll draw around it 3 times. So you'll end up with 5 circles, and your card might look like this. 1 big, 1 small, and 3 medium. Excellent. Now, next we need to colour in some of our circles. So for this, use your yellow paint or pencil or pen, and to make 1 big circle, 1 small circle, and 1 medium circle, yellow. Like this. Big, small, and medium. If you're using paint, make sure you let it dry before you do the next step. Excellent. Once it's all dry, we'll need to carefully cut them out using your scissors. You can ask a grown-up to help with this if you'd like. Let's pause the video now and come back when you have your circles ready. Buzz. Hey everyone, it's time to build our bee. I'm going to take you through all the steps, but remember, you can pause the video to give yourselves more time whenever you want. Let's start with the head. Now, humans, can you all point at your head? Oh, I see! It's at the end of your body, just like a bee. So, on the smallest circle, let's draw some eyes. And I'm going to add a mouth, which contains my long tongue, which I use to eat my favourite food, nectar. But I'll tell you more about that later. Some eyes and a mouth. Excellent. Then I can stick some antennae on using a piece of pipe cleaner. I'll fold it into a V. You could also use some string or just cut out an extra piece of cardboard if you don't have a pipe cleaner and stick it onto the back using a bit of tape or glue. Just like that. Excellent. Now the middle part of my body is my thorax. Let's say that together. It's a bit of a hard word. Everyone with me? Thorax. One more time. Thorax. Excellent job. Now take your medium yellow circle and stick it to your bee head like this. I'm going to put a little bit of tape on the back a little bit of tape on the front, just to make sure it's secure. Amazing, it's starting to look a bit more like a bee. After the thorax comes the abdomen. Let's try saying abdomen together. Abdomen. Repeat after me again. Abdomen. Amazing, great job. You're really good at these hard words. But my abdomen is a bit like your, like your bottom. Sorry, bottom's a great word, isn't it? So take your biggest yellow circle and stick it onto the thorax, like this. Again, a little bit of tape on the back and a little bit on the front. Perfect. On my abdomen, you can find my black stripes. So let's draw them. I'll get my black pen and you can draw as many black stripes on your bee as you like. A little bit like this. Also on my abdomen, you can find my stinger. Scary, but I'd only ever use my stinger if I was really, really frightened or if my hive was in danger. So don't worry, I might draw that on as well. A little stinger. Finally, we need to attach the wings. My wings are attached to my thorax. So we get your two medium white circles and we're going to attach them to each side of the thorax, like this. Just going to put one little piece of tape on each side. And then the wings should be able to flap. Excellent. Now you've got a lovely bee that should look something like this. Here's one I made earlier. We're going to be using our bees a little bit later, as soon as I've gone out to look for some more flowers. So it's time to finish off your bees, and I'll see you soon. Bzzz, bzzz.
Oh, hello again. I couldn't find Buzzy. Did you see her? You did? Well, I'm glad she's okay. I was worried she got lost again. I've made some changes to the hive and I can't wait to show her. The hive is the place where honeybees are born, where they rest, and where they make honey. Have you ever tried honey? It's delicious. Yum. Honeybees make honey using flowers. Flowers have such beautiful colours so that the bees can see them really easily and to tell them that there's a tasty meal inside. Imagine that a bee is flying along and sees a beautiful flower. Bzzz. Inside, there are two things that bees love, nectar and pollen. Nectar is like drinking liquid sugar. It gives the bees lots of energy to keep flying around. Bzzz. Bees also turn nectar into honey and store it in the hive. Some of that honey is taken by me, the beekeeper, while the rest is for the bees to eat later. Pollen. Now that's even more interesting. Pollen is the small dust that you find inside flowers. It's a yummy bee food too, but it's also very important for something called pollination. Bzzz. When the bees visit the flower, the pollen rubs off on their legs and bodies. And when they move to the next plant, some of the pollen rubs off onto that flower. Bzzz. Mixing pollen is what plants need to make seeds, and seeds grow into new plants. So without pollen, we would have no new plants and no beautiful flowers or yummy vegetables to eat. Bzzz. Buzzy, a honeybee, is a pollinator, but there are loads of other pollinators that pollinate our plants. In Britain, There are over 250 species of bee, but other creatures like moths, butterflies, beetles, and even wasps can be pollinators. Why don't you try making another one of these pollinators, just like you made the bee before? Draw another pollinator, maybe like this beautiful butterfly, or another that you've designed yourself. And you can make more than one if you like. When you're done, we're going to show you how pollinators do their thing. Welcome back! Are you ready to see how pollinators work? It's time to get messy. Remember, if you need to pause the video to give yourself more time, just do it. We're going to finish off our pollinators by giving them legs. Remember, on honeybees, like on other insects, pollen rubs off onto their legs and bodies so you can carry it to the next plant. I'm going to add legs to my bee by using my fingers like a puppet. To do this, ask a grown-up to help cut 2 small holes at the bottom of your bee, like this. They just need to be big enough for you to put your fingers through, so not too big. Just like my bee here. Now my bee only has 2 legs, but do you remember how many legs insects really have? 6, that's right. Take your time cutting the holes and start the video again when you're ready. Now it's time to draw our field of flowers. I want everyone to get a piece of paper and some coloured pens. And I'm going to draw a flower in each corner of the paper to begin with. So, draw a flower up here. Colour in. You can colour it in any colour you like. Here's my first one. Isn't it beautiful? I'll let you draw the rest. Pause the video and start it again when you've drawn your flowers. Now you should have something that looks like this. What lovely fields of flowers you have, full of beautiful blooms. The next thing we're going to do is to put pollen into the flowers using our paint. I'm going to use a few different colours so we can see it mixing well. This flower is going to have yellow pollen. So paint it in the middle. And this one is going to have blue pollen. And this one will have green. Now, here's the fun part. Take your pollinator on a tour of your garden. Maybe they like this flower here. Dip their feet into the pollen and make sure to get plenty of paint on your fingertips. And then off they go to the next flower. You can mark your path lightly, and then when you get there, dip your feet in the pollen again, and look how all that lovely pollen is mixing together. We're going to get some lovely seeds for next year. Did you hear that? I think it was Buzzy. I'm going to go and find her to show her what we've made. Finish off your pollen pictures, and I will see you in the next video. Bzzz. But Buzzy, it's okay. Don't worry. Why don't you tell everyone what's going on?
Hi everyone. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cry. I don't want to talk about it.
Go on, it's okay.
Okay, fine. I keep getting lost. I can't find any beautiful flowers, and I can't pollinate the plants. But I don't know how to be a bee. I'm beaten. I'm a has-been.
Oh, Buzzy, you do know how to be a bee. Remember? You know the Waggle Dance.
The Waggle Dance.
Huh. You see, everyone, when bees come back to the hive, they have a very special way of telling each other where the flowers are. Tell them, Buzzy.
Of course. Okay, so when a bee finds flowers, it comes back to the hive to tell us where they are, in the form of a dance, the Waggle Dance. Let me show you how it goes. It goes a waggle to the left and a waggle to the right, off to the fields where the flowers are bright, back to the hive with a buzz, 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 to show the other bees where the nectar was. That was the Waggle Dance.
It was excellent.
I think it'd be a really good idea if I teach it to you and we can all do it together.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say a line and then we can say it together. The first line goes, a waggle to the left and a waggle to the right. Make sure you're shaking your abdomens as you go. Everyone together. A waggle to the left and a waggle to the right. Excellent. The next line is, off to the fields where the flowers are bright. Try that one with me. Off to the fields where the flowers are bright. Amazing. The next line, we go back to the hive with a buzz, buzz, buzz. Let's try that one. Back to the hive with a buzz, buzz, buzz. Amazing. And the last line is to show the other bees where the nectar was. Everyone together. To show the other bees where the nectar was. Amazing. You were very good at those lines. I think we can try the whole thing together. But don't worry, we'll do it slowly. Everyone ready? And a waggle to the left and a waggle to the right. Off to the fields where the flowers are bright. Back to the hive with a buzz, buzz, buzz. To show the other bees where the nectar was. Oh, amazing. I think you're so good. We can try it one more time, but a little bit faster. Let's go, everybody. And a waggle to the left and a waggle to the right. Off to the fields where the flowers are bright. Back to the hive with a buzz, buzz, buzz. To show the other bees where the nectar was. Amazing job, everyone. You were so good at learning the Waggle Dance. Thanks for doing it along with me.
And thank you, Buzzy, for teaching us. Do you do that every time you find something yummy?
It's hard work, but the more nectar we get means more yummy honey and more pollination. Of course, we did the Waggle Dance this morning. So I'm going to go straight away and find some flowers. Bye, everyone, and thanks. Bzzz.
It's this way.
Bzzz.
Yeah, that way.
Bzzz.
Wow, Buzzy is a character. The next time you're outside, maybe you'll see Buzzy. Or one of her family, like the Queen with her crown. Or a drone with its really big eyes. Or the worker bee, just like Buzzy. Or any of the other hundreds of bees, butterflies and other pollinators that pollinate our plants. You could even say hello and thank them for all the amazing work they're doing. All these amazing pollinators need our protection. And we've given you a bit more information on what you could build in your garden and wild spaces to help keep them happy. You should check it out at the end. For now though, Thank you so much for coming along to see our hive today. We'll see you again soon. Bye!